Okay, you guys, so I've already prepped and primed her nails and buffed everything out. So right now I am just adding a clear coat, a thin, loose clear coat of clear acrylic, just so that there's no staining and it's just like the extra protection. And plus, if I choose to file it down later for a reshape, then we have a clear base. Now, bear with me in this video because I'm still getting my bearings on my angles. So there is a few times where we're kind of out of frame and stuff. This is my second tutorial. I didn't post the last one because it was just too much out of frame, but this one I felt like was actually somewhat doable and you could still see what I'm doing. The other one was just all bad. It was just all bad. But these are my sister-in-law's nails, which I had the privilege of doing, and I actually really loved the way the set came out. Now I'm going to like pause here and there because I don't find it necessary to continuously talk during the whole tutorial. So there will be some gaps, and I don't put music in it because I feel like it's just distracting and it's kind of annoying when I have to listen to other people's tutorials and they have music, so I prefer the silence. Also, if you do hear a background, it's because I have kids, so you're just gonna have to bear with me, and I appreciate it. Now, what I just did with her nails just now is I placed the Mia Secret beige, cover beige, at her cuticle area and down. I don't really try to shape them always too much because I don't know, sometimes I do and sometimes I don't. Like, you'll see that on some of the fingers where I'll kind of get that smile line, and then other times I'll use a cutter tool to kind of perfect it because I always just go in there anyway with my hand file and I perfect them. So I think it's just everyone's preference, and it was my first time doing her set, so it is a little uneasy when you have a new client because you don't know what they expect, who they've been to. So you kind of, you know how that is. All nail techs understand, like, we all kind of like judge ourselves. So, but yes, that is a cutter tool. I know I don't use it like the most typical. I know you're supposed to actually like slide the smile line out, but I don't know. I find it faster this way sometimes because it's just less annoying to me this way. But, and I'm just adding a little bit more beige to perfect it a little bit more because she has really long nail beds, so I realized in the midst of doing her set that she actually needs her smile line brought down even more, and then on top of it she was doing a longer nail set. Okay, so I just continue adding the beige at the, well, I add the beige to make the smile line. And once again, sorry if my work's a little sloppy. It was later on in the day. Am I the only one, like, when you do nails, it's easier to do nails in the beginning of the day, the end of the day? I feel like once the end of the day comes, like, my brain's kind of fried and it stops working at that point, and I just feel like, what am I doing with myself? Like, but yeah, I really love this cutter tool for the smile line purpose. Now, if I'm just doing, like, a regular cutout design, then I do like using my X-Acto knife. But as far as like the actual smile line purpose, because this sucker is sharp. Like, when I've used it on myself just the way that you're actually supposed to do, I hate it because I'm like, dang, this thing is so sharp. So yes, so I will get back to you guys when I start adding the next set of color, because this is just pretty much basic, applying the acrylic and so forth. Okay, so like you guys, I told you, I like to take in my file. It's 100 to 180 grit. And I just file all around the edges and make this smile line perfect. This is like key, you guys. Like, if you don't do this, it's going to just make your job look like you didn't put any effort in it whatsoever. And it just takes away all the creativity that you do put in your design. I do sometimes file on top of the actual nail tip just to take any of the leftover amount of when I was scraping, just to make it a little bit more clean and smooth. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I just go on all of the fingers and make my rounds. I think the more you do the smile line, because I just feel like in general, we all continue improving each time we do a nail set. And I just feel like you will continue to improve in this. Like, it's just one of those things, after a while, you kind of will have an eyeball, or you'll have your own signature style of doing your smile line. Because some people's are more narrow, some people are more fat on that. So it just depends on you. Now I'm just cleaning all the excess dust now. Now, when it came to the actual glitter portion of this, what I did is, because I have a billion glitters, I pretty much took any color that I thought would represent the sea, of like sea blues or sea greens, and we kind of just ombre them, and we did from like very fine glitters to very chunky glitters. And as you can see here, I have a darker glitter. What I did with the glitter is I just lightly tapped it into my clear so that it was more of a loose consistency, and then I lightly tapped into my glitters. And I just did that with pretty much all the glitters. Sometimes you want to wait for them to dry a little bit before you add another color, which you will see me do. But as you can see here, I added one color and then I went to another darker shade of glitter, and I kind of just ombreed it on each other. But you see, in this one, I just added the clear glitter on. The clear acrylic, and then I added the glitter on top. And all I do is, if my brush is wet, I just stick it right into my glitter, and it picks it right up. Now, I didn't want the glitter to completely touch every entire end of the tip. Like, I wanted it to have translucence or have it to be somewhat clear. And then here you can see I'm adding some like iridescent glitter on top. I know it's a little blurry. I'm so sorry. I'm still trying to figure that out as far as like the closeness of the camera and also the farness of the camera, where you can see everything, but it's still a close enough view for you to get a good idea of what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? So you can see I'm adding all those little chunky glitters. And in this one, I'm adding a little bit of the clear acrylic. And then I add more of like this white green iridescence glitter. And like I said, I have so many different kind of glitters. I have glitters in containers, jars, little plastic baggies. Like, it really doesn't matter, you guys. Like, glitter is life, and it goes so far. So I really liked how that one was looking. It's so pretty. Besides the little smile line right there, I don't know what was going on right there. But I'm also adding a little bit of green. So we were kind of like trying to do like the ombre effect, like from like darker to lighter. And I have so many glitters, so we kind of just like picked what glitters we thought would look best with each other. And then the iridescence obviously just goes with everything. I really try to speed up these videos, but the speed up is only so fast for some reason on here. Like, I was just like, oh, okay, this is as fast as it goes, but it does its job still. So on this one, I'm just adding some clear acrylic, a good layer. And the reason being is because we're going to be doing more of a webbing or netting design with that one. But why that one dries? Because you kind of want it to be slightly matte before you press into it, because if it's too wet, it's just going to be a hot mess. I think honestly the thumbs were my favorite nail out of all of them. Just like that dark intense blue right at the smile line, and then the transition of the lighter colors, because we pretty much did all the colors that we did on all the other fingers, and I just transitioned them down like an ombre effect with the glitter and stuff. And then obviously added our translucent glitters, or the iridescent type translucent glitters. So I'm going back and I'm taking this little netting, which these are so easy to find, you guys. Like, you don't have to go to a craft store. Literally, like, if you buy a bag of onions or something like that, take those suckers, wash them off, and I just cut them into squares so I have them in my set. Then I took my Glam and Glitz milky white and I just stuck it right in there because I didn't want it to be like a crazy white. I kind of just wanted it to be really subtle so that it kind of gave it that beautiful feel of like the netting. Now, while I was waiting for those to dry, I'm just capping with clear coat on the tips of the nails. Okay, you guys, so I pretty much was not in focus pretty much right after this, like, 2 nails. So I'm pretty much just going to cut that part out of the video. And I pretty much just did my typical file where I use my e-file and my e-file and my hand file just to perfect everything and smooth everything out. And so the next clip from this point, you'll pretty much just see once the nails are already prepped and I'm just adding my primer and so forth. Okay, guys, so all I'm doing at this point is just adding a nail primer. It's just like any basic primer. I think I learned this from Young Nails. They add it, and it actually really does make a difference. Like, before, I would see, like, sometimes if you file too smoothly, the top coat would peel off, and I don't have that issue anymore now using the primer. So it's like that extra glue to really help secure the gel top coat to the nail. It was so funny because while I was doing this, that my sister-in-law was like all uneasy because, like, you know how that is once you buff it out, the colors come faded and muted until you add your top coat, and she was super nervous. But now I'm adding my favorite top coat, Kiara Sky's non-white top coat. This stuff is the best. Like, I just sounded like a sheep. That's hilarious. That was totally not intentional, but it was really the best. Like, I don't have any issues with it. It's funny because, like, I was trying other brands and other brands that, were like popular in the salons, and I didn't really like them. And I'm so happy that Kiara's guys came out with their stuff because you can tell, like, they've really perfected it. Oh, that thumb is so beautiful. But yep, I'm just pretty much adding my top coat. I really love my sister-in-law's nails. She has really good nail beds. Like, the thing for her, though, is, like, even if she does, like, extra long nails, like, they're not that long for her because her nail beds are long. So for me, when I'm doing, I'm like, man, these are long. But in reality, they're really not. Like, she just has, I guess, larger hands, and I guess if you want to say it like that. Oh, those thumbs are so pretty. Look at that. And then you can see my nails. I did a marble on my nails. I was looking all fabulous with mine. I always get bored of mine, though, like, within, like, the first week or so. So at this point, I'm just buffing the top of her nails to the ones I'm adding the Swarovskis. I know I could have added it to the acrylic, but sometimes it's a pain. And I go back and forth, honestly. Sometimes I do it on top of the gel and on the acrylic. Either way, they both stay on. So it doesn't really matter what order you do it in. So I'm taking my katana and my Swarovski crystals, and I didn't have to because I had like a random mix, so we kind of just played around with it, and we did a dark crystal and a light crystal on each nail, and then we added the little pearlettes, and then we also added some of like they almost looked non-translucent, almost like a milky color crystal, and we added those on the nails too just to give a little bit more. I wanted to add my sea theme, like they were gold starfish and seashells. I could not find them anywhere. I had ordered them. I remember getting them in the mail and everything. when I needed them for her nail set, I couldn't find them anywhere. I was so disappointed. And I found them 2 days later where I thought they were at when I looked, but clearly they weren't there when I needed them, but they were there after. So I was kind of annoyed. Sorry, once again, we're out of focus. My camera wants to focus on the beads, but not on the person's nails, which is really annoying. This one we get a little bit more clarity. Oh, never mind. It went right back out. I was like, oh, it actually focused on the nail and what I was doing. Never mind. Clearly, I need to zoom my camera out a little bit more. I finally got the overhead camera. That's why this set was a little bit more doable when I did the tutorial. But I'm still trying to figure out. And then also, I was having her look at the camera view, not me. And that way, when I was working on her nails, if I got distracted, I would have her pretty much keeping her hand in view, which I won't do that next time because it is a lot harder. She doesn't understand the camera, or my clients may not understand like back and forth or which way to position their hand and stuff. I understand it, but it's just like, you know how it is. If I'm distracted, I'm trying to do a nail set. But I really hope you guys enjoyed this nail set. It was pretty fun for me to do. I don't remember where the inspiration came from. It was a couple months since I've done this set. It just got a little behind posting it. Right now I'm just capping those the jewels in there a little bit so they will stay a little bit better. So what I like to do is kind of get a good thick layer of gel, and I kind of like to press it up against it somewhat so that it seeps it all to the edges. And then I take a little detailing brush and get all in between the crystals and behind the crystals so that they're really secure in there. Also, I didn't mention this. I use the Kiara Skies base coat for their dipping system to attach my crystals. I have used several different kinds of glues and they don't stay on. Ever since I've used my Kiara Sky dip system glue or base coat, it's pretty much just a resin. Though that it's life. It literally sticks those crystals on. Like, I've had it where I couldn't even get my crystals off, and it had been over a month for me wearing my set. And normally to make it actually come off, I actually have to like bite my crystals up or use my dulled cuticle cutter. But yeah, so you could see me with my little detailing brush, just adding in all that little extra to make them secure. And also what makes a big difference is using real crystals. Like, if you use like some of those like plastic weird crystals, they don't stay on as good because the backing that's on them doesn't have like a good secure. They're usually like almost like a film, and it's like a pretty straight smooth surface. Now when you use like Swarovski crystals, like the real brand, they almost have a more rougher texture, which helps them to grab to the glue better. But yeah, so pretty much at this point, I have her try to like position her hands in the camera to kind of show them off, which, like I said, they don't understand the viewfinder the same way like I do. So next time I will. But I did insert some clips of the nails at the end so that you guys can actually get a good view of what they are. And they're also on my Instagram. So here's the beautiful nails. Oh my gosh, I was so in love with these nails. I'm sad that they're gone now because she's moved on to better things. But these were so beautiful. And I couldn't actually decide if I liked the lighter crystal with the set or the darker crystal. I kind of felt like they both added like a beautiful essence to them. So these were a pretty simple, easy set. And I feel like they came out pretty thin and they lasted for a good minute. Oh, the thumbs are my favorite. Oh my gosh, you guys. But yeah, those claws. And I'm just adding some of my favorite cuticle oil that I used to have, but my child poured it out. And it had such a beautiful little scent to him, but I don't have it anymore. It was by Sensational brand. So I'm going to have to get more of that. But cuticle oil is pretty inexpensive anyway, but I just loved the scent to it. And I feel like cuticle oil is like a must. Like, you can do nails and you're just like, oh, they look great. And as soon as you add the cuticle oil, you're like, wow, these are bomb. Like, these are amazing. So I completely agree. Cuticle oil is a must in every nail set. So yeah, I feel like cuticle oil is pretty boring. I could have like skipped some of this. So if you guys have any tips and pointers of what you guys would actually like to see in a video, I do have another video that I'm going to try to do pretty soon that I'm pretty excited to show you guys. And hopefully it's something new to the nail game or to the whole YouTube world, because I feel like they always have like, everyone has like the little trends that they're trying to do. And so I have one in mind that I want to try. But yes, thank you so much for watching, you guys. Please don't forget to like and subscribe and enjoy the photos. Bye!